Welcome back, everybody. I am wiring up the light switches in my basement. I have two three-way switches. One is going to control a bank of lights on this side, and then one is going to control a bank of lights on that end. And I'm going to turn this mess into this. What I have set up here is all the wires pulled out. There's actually going to be three switches here. This switch that is on this side actually controls the outside light. Then I have a switch that's going to be here that is going to control the lights down by the entertainment side of the basement. And then this last switch that's going to be on the far end will control the lights over the bar area. This one is going to be a regular old dumb switch. You just turn it on and off. That'll turn the light outside. And then these two are going to be smart switches, smart three-way switches, because if you look at this side, I also have a light switch box right there. So both of these are going to be smart three-way switches that will control these lights. I had a bunch of spaghetti that was in here that I had to put I had to actually put in a temporary switch in here to actually make sure that I was that I had all my wires laid out properly, to double check everything. But I'll show you really quick here how to actually wire in a three-way switch, and we will get this thing turned on and done in the next 30 minutes or so. So what you need to look at for this is I'll bring that on. So you'll see all these wires coming in. There are two sets of wires for each of these two switches. Let me go to the other side of the room to show you how that works. So in this one, I have the power coming in from power panel. Then I have two wires going up and over into here, which are 14.3, that are my traveler wires. And then from here, I have, in addition to those 14.3, I have two 14.2 wires going up from here that split off, one that goes into to control these lights, and then another one that goes over here to control these lights. So the way that you wire in a three-way switch is at the bottom you have your ground, then you have your power that comes into this bottom one, then you have your red switch or your red traveler, and then your other hot on this side. You do the exact same thing on that end, and that allows you to actually turn the lights on and off. I'm actually going to be installing these TP-Link Casa Smart 3-Ways. These actually are not dimmable, which kind of was irritating, because I have a bunch of these other ones in the house, but they don't make a dimmable three-way yet, but apparently that is coming out later this year. So I will just throw these in, and then I will replace them when the dimmable version comes out. Alright, let's get to work. This is the smart three-way switch. It looks very similar to the other one, except that it doesn't have a dimmer, and it also has an additional screw. The other one has the screws on the side like this. The three-way has the two travelers on the bottom, which are marked as traveler. So you need the constant power to be powered to this one. Then these ones get wire nutted into the neutral and the ground. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. And then I'll do both of them, because it comes with two. Three-way switches need two of them connected. And we'll get this all wired up, and I will turn everything on and show you. Alright, I just turned the power back on at the breaker, and as you can see on here, we have a flashing green and orange Wi-Fi signal, which means that it's getting power. If you click this on, it should turn the lights on, which it does. Let's take a look. So now all the lights are on in the bar area. I can click the button, turn them off, and back on. So that's awesome. Alright, so let me just show you again what I've got here. So you've got your neutral tied in, you have your ground tied in, you have your power, then you have your two travelers on this side of the switch. Alright, when you wire in the travelers, make sure you wire the travelers on the same side on both switches. So this one I have the red on the right. I always do red on right because it's easy to remember. And then you have the other traveler on the left. When you do this switch, when you do the corresponding switch, wire it the same way. So this one now has red on the right, and then the other traveler is on the left. This one has power, then you have your ground, and then neutral. All right, so I'm going to clean this all up actually, and then get this stuff stuffed back in here, and then I will show you what it looks like at the very end. That looks good. That is exactly what it's supposed to look like. Now it has the flashing orange and green Wi-Fi signal with the green little halo, or the white little halo I should say. Now if I click on these buttons, all the lights come on. These lights and these lights. Alright, so if I click on just this side, it should turn off that bank of lights. So click off that one. Nice, it turned off those lights over there, and these lights are still on. If I click this one, all the lights go off. Let's walk across the hall, or walk across the basement here. Alright, I'm on the other side of the room now. If I click on this one, those lights come on. If I click on this one, these lights come on. Fantastic. Alright, I'm going to push them both and turn them off. That is awesome. Alright, well there you have it. Both sets of three-way switches now wired up. I won't bore you to death by setting up the switches on the Casa app. I have another video that I just released recently that shows actually how to get that set up, and then also how to get it added to your Google Home. I'll put a link up here in the corner so that you can go check that out if you need to. I just wanted to show you something that I thought was really cool because I have it all connected to my Google Assistant. But you can actually see it'll turn on all the lights, it'll turn on some of the lights, it'll turn them off, Anyway, let me do a little quick demonstration so you can see what I'm talking about. Turn on all basement lights. So it turned on that set, it turned on the set directly above me, and it turned on the set that's in the playroom. Alright, this part's cool, check this out. Set the playroom lights to 50%. Turn off the playroom lights. Turn off all basement lights. That's wild. Turn on all basement lights. Pretty cool stuff. So that makes me geek out a little bit, so you can see why I'm starting to automate everything in my house, because it's just pretty cool technology. But you can still do it the old-fashioned way too. You can still turn off the lights at the switch. Pretty cool. So I'll walk over here to the playroom. You can see these lights are still on. So if this video has been helpful for you, consider subscribing. I post a video pretty much once a week, sometimes a couple times a week. If you find this kind of thing helpful, follow along. My basement is getting really close to being completed. You can see I got all my cabinets back here. As soon as my wife picks the flooring, we are going to get the cabinets installed, get the flooring put in, and then this space will become very usable. And I'll see you next time.